Hello, it's Willie D Kingshouse here from kingshouseonline.com with how to research your info product. How to research your info product. In this section, we're going to quickly compile the best information for your product. No kidding, but there is a lot of information out there that's for free, but most of this information is partial and very incomplete. Now, a magazine article, for instance, by a leading expert might only be 2 pages long, but that's never enough to cover a topic. That's good for us because it means that we can create a more comprehensive product that justifies the price. Now, as you search online, you will realize that the information you find is either sound bites that leave you with an idea but no clear plan of action of what to do next, or thorough websites but everything is written as a separate article so that you have to click from page to page, and it gets very disjointed as you try to piece the whole puzzle together. Using the resources that we're going to refer to in this training, you will be able to create a concise and easy to follow guide that's complete and to the point. Remember, you're gathering the information and joining the dots so that your buyers don't have to. We want to sell a solution and not a problem. Remember also what we said about instant gratification. Making things easier, making things quicker. That's exactly what your information product does. All the information is available, and you just have to compile and organize it. Tools to make your research easier. With time, you'll find your own method, but I like to keep my research cheap and very simple. Here is a way. It's not the only way, but it's a way to start your research. First, create a new folder for the project and create 3 documents. Use one to create a bulleted list of what you'll include in your product. This is your outline. The second document is for the sales page. Now, when I come across a point that may help sell my product, it goes in here. The third document will eventually become your product. To create screenshots and capture images, you can use Awesome Screenshot for Chrome or Screencast-O-Matic like what I'm using here for this training. And when turning documents into PDFs, I use OpenOffice, although there are editions of Microsoft Word that will do the same thing. That's it really. All very simple. And I've taken to saving a second copy on my storage stick, and I'm looking at storing stuff on the cloud as a backup, just in case I lose any of my material. You can also use Google Documents. Now, once you've got your tools, it's time to start researching and creating that outline for your product. So, creating your product outline. If you're familiar at all with your chosen niche, then this is going to be easy, and you only have to do minimal research. Now, even if you feel that you know it all, I'd still take the time to do some research, just to see what others are saying, thinking, and talking about. This will serve you well when it comes to marketing and selling your information product later. It will also help you identify what's better or different about your product. Your unique selling point or USP. With time, as we mentioned before, you'll be able to find your own method, but until then, seriously, keep your research cheap and very simple. Your first step is to create notes and get a broad idea of the topic you're dealing with. And the best way to do this is to clearly write down the problem that you are creating your information product around, as this will keep you on track. It will help you to avoid going off on tangents, and it will also stop you from making notes on stuff that your market doesn't need or want. The next thing you want to start doing is surfing. Now, like I mentioned above, stay focused on the problem that you're solving and avoid going off on tangents that take you off in alternative directions and suck hours out of your day. An easy way to start is by visiting the following websites, and that will be where to find your research information. So you want to visit popular websites and magazines. You want to visit specialist forums and communities, Facebook fan pages. You want to find the real YouTube experts. You want to draw on real life experience. Check what's on your bookshelves. Check out Google Books and Amazon. Yes, Amazon again, it's a big site. And you also want to read sales letters and watch sales videos. There's a lot that can be gathered from these places that we've just mentioned. So let's take the first one then. Visiting popular websites and magazines. Now you already know which websites and magazines are popular from your niche research. Men's Health, for instance, has magazines and it also has a website. By quickly scouring these sites, you'll see what they're talking about in relation to your problem. Better still, they'll feature guest writers. Now, while the magazine might only scratch the surface of the subject, the guest writers are often highly qualified experts. The experts are really after exposure and publicity. The magazine will show you the key points and highlight the hottest talking points that you need to feature for your product. The guest writers get you started and give you a push in the right direction. Like I said earlier, magazines have good information, but they only scratch the surface. So remember, they're more about entertaining than they are about educating. Secondly, specialist forums and communities. You can search for forums, or if you use Google, just enter your keyword and then click on the discussions option. Forums are a hive of great information, and there are lots of genuine and experienced experts there. There are also an equal number of inexperienced experts who know it all. In theory, that is, but not in practice. It won't take long for you to weed out the trash talk and zero in on the real experts. The problem with forums, and this is great for you, is that threads on hot topics are a little disorganized and they're hard to follow as they come with irrelevant posts and comments breaking up the good information. Your product, on the other hand, is organized and it's relevant. Your job on the forums is to pull out all the important information from the best threads, from the best members. If you have any gaps in your knowledge, or if you have any questions, then you could simply start a new thread on the forum and ask your own questions. Great, Facebook fan pages. Facebook fan pages and Facebook groups with large active communities are really a goldmine. Like a forum, you get your fair share of good and bad information to sift through. But what to know is that likes, shares and comments show what's hot and what's not. It gets better because not only are people sharing their opinions, thoughts and problems, they're linking to good content and telling you where to find it. 4 then, find the real YouTube experts. YouTube is right up there with Google as a search engine in its own right. Just remember that popular videos don't necessarily have the best information. They may have gone viral because something was controversial or funny or entertaining in it. That doesn't mean the information is good or even accurate, and that's why you must do proper research. Search around and also look at interviews and clips with TV experts sharing their advice and tips. This is all good supporting information for you. Remember, you can turn observations into information too. Say for instance you're making an info product on getting a bigger chest and you talk about bench pressing. You watch videos of people with good technique and you watch people in videos with bad techniques. You turn those visual observations into descriptive information and hey presto, you will have an info product. Now 5. Draw on real life experience. This again is priceless. If you can share your own success, failures and experience, you can really shorten someone else's learning curve. Share your story. Share your spiel, if you like, which is your story, your passion, your interest, your expertise or experience and learning. Now, just because you've not been interviewed on TV doesn't mean your experience is any less valuable. When a business hires a consultant, they are paying for their knowledge and experience. That's worth a lot of money, so think about that. Is your experience worth a lot of money? but it could be. The best way to get information out of someone you know is through an interview. If the thought of sitting down with a notepad or dictaphone puts you off, don't worry, as everyone's favorite subject is themselves. So just ask the occasional question and then stay quiet. If it's a topic that they're passionate about, you'll struggle to stop them speaking. 6. Bookshelves, Google Books and Amazon. Yes, again, Amazon. Look at books you've bought and flick through the chapters that interest you and catch your eye. There's not much to say here, but your bookshelves may well be crammed with lots of useful information that you can draw on, or at least create an outline from. Focus on chapters that you think are relevant. If you don't have any books on the subject, you could just visit the local library. Visit Google Books, Scribd, and other sites where books are posted online. You'll find lots of old books available to read and make notes from. Or you could just go to Amazon, and when you find a book on your subject, click on the Look Inside link that's displayed on the cover of the book. You get to read a table of contents and get a feel for the important content. 7 then, read sales letters and watch the sales videos. Remember that what we're doing is research, so there's a lot that you're going to cover doing this research, and from your research you know there are other product creators out there. You want to check out their material. They'll likely be using a sales letter or video to sell their product, and during the presentation they'll touch on key topics and emotional selling points. We want to catch these. These will often give you a brief overview of what is already selling. Remember, some time ago, P90X, the DVD course, was the perfect example of a well-balanced fitness program, and it's already been laid out for you. That's not hard to learn from. Here is a very, very important aspect when it comes to researching for your info product. Know when to stop. It's very easy to become an information junkie. While reading about a quick way to burn fat, for instance, you get distracted by the science behind it. Remember, you need to focus on relevant information and not an overload of information that your readers may not be interested in. Know where to stop by always referring back to the problem that you are trying to solve in the first place. You can always keep some of the surplus information for related or more advanced products in the future, or just use it as a bonus. Now, there's a real danger of soaking up too much information and turning what was supposed to be a concise, say 25-page guide into an all-encompassing 200-page product that takes several weeks to complete, if you complete it at all. So be careful not to make this mistake. It's one of the main reasons why people never seem to finish their information product, because they've turned it into a gigantic project that they just can't complete. They become overwhelmed, and so they just abandon the project at some point. So remember, save any extra information for future products. Nothing lost. Right, here are the action steps. In other words, you've got to do some work. It's research time, so collect the relevant information and start to outline the key points in your product. First of all, you want to stay focused on the problem that you're solving and be on point. Secondly, create a new folder with documents inside for your outlines, your sales letter, and your actual product. 3. Get a broad bird's eye view of the problem that you're trying to solve and the key solutions for your outline. 4. Know where to stop. It's far too easy to get carried away with information gathering. Keep your end goal in mind, and remember, gathering information is not the info product itself. Next, you'll be assembling, organizing, editing the information that you have, and you'll be able to create your information product from that. Remember, you want to add value and solve problems.